India and China agree to resume patrolling along the LAC, a step toward de-escalation. In a significant development, India and China have reached an agreement to resume patrolling along the line of actual control, including the tense regions of Depsang Plains and Demchok. This decision, aimed at bringing about a gradual de-escalation of border tensions, follows years of strained relations between the two Asian giants, particularly after the standoffs that erupted in 2020. However, this agreement is just the first step, as a full resolution of the conflict remains contingent on the further diplomatic and military negotiation. The breakthrough came after several weeks of intense diplomatic and military negotiations between Indian and Chinese officials. This culminated in the resumption of patrolling at the agreed perceived LAC. The patrolling is set to take place before the harsh winter halts all activities in the region. The decisions could also potentially have the way to pave for the meeting between Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Chinese President Xi Jinping on the sidelines of the BRICS summit in Russia's Kazan later this week, adding an element of high-level diplomacy to the ongoing border negotiation. The core of the agreement revolves around resuming patrolling along the LAC in areas where friction has been most severe since 2020. This includes regions like Depsang Plains, where patrols will cover points PP10 to PP13, and buffer zones in northern Papgong, TSO Galwan, Hot Springs, and Gogra. Both nations have decided to adhere to an agreed perceived LAC for these patrols, with soldiers stopping 200 to 300 meters short of the contested boundary. To avoid any escalation, the patrolling strength has been capped at 15 personnel, and a new protocol dictates that both sides must coordinate before starting patrols to prevent clashes. This move marks a partial return to pre-2020 patrolling patterns, although it falls short of a complete disengagement. This agreement comes at a critical juncture in India-Chinese relation. 4.5 years after tensions flared, Foreign Secretary Vikram Misri announced that the two countries had reached an understanding on the LAC. Misri emphasized that the new patrolling protocols is disengagement and arrangements has been meticulously worked out through several rounds of diplomatic and military discussions. The resolution, he noted, is the result of sustained dialogues at various forums where both nations have sought to bridge the gaps in their perception of the LAC. However, despite progress, Defense Minister Rajnath Singh has maintained a cautious stance, describing the government's outlook as cautiously optimistic. Singh's remark underscored the fragility of the situation, where any miscalculation could potentially unravel the painstaking progress made thus far. While this agreement is a positive step, it remains a temporary solution to a larger issue that has plagued India-China relations for years. Both sides are likely to reduce their troop numbers during the winter as per tradition, but true disengagement is still far from guaranteed. The full resolution of tensions, particularly in areas like Demchok and Depsang, will depend heavily on the outcome of continued talks between the military and diplomatic establishment of both countries. India and China's decision to resume patrolling along the LAC, particularly in the contingent area of Depsang and Demchok, represents a calculated move towards de-escalation. While new protocols have been established to minimize the risk of clashes, the situation remains fragile, and both sides are approaching it with caution. The upcoming BRICS summit could further shape the direction of the delicate thaw in relations. Nonetheless, the resumption of patrolling signals the possibility of a more stable future for the volatile border region, although a final resolution will likely require ongoing diplomatic and military efforts.
Thank you so much for watching this video. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe.